Hello, dear students, Jai Hind, very good morning. Welcome back. As you all know, so far as revision lectures are concerned, we have revised already chapter number 1, we well in advance. We also took a revision of chapter number 5 and chapter number 10. Now, dear students, what is our target is that now we will have maximum 2 lectures available to us before Diwali vacation. In these 2 lectures, we are going to take revision of chapter number 2, 3. Both chapters we haven't revised, and we want to take some revision of both this chapter. Now, one more thing in revision of this two chapter, chapter number 2 and 3, we are going to target some of the difficult examples from formative and summative tests which are given at the end of the chapters. That is, we are going to target the revision in such a way that we can take some examples from regular exercise and some of the example, the difficult one, understood from your formative and summative example also. Okay. Now, dear student, as far as chapter number 2 is concerned, today we are taking some regular revision examples, so you need to pay much attention. Okay, so we are starting today. Actually, we are taking in this way. Just now, I want to write chapter 2. Okay, that is what let us take a revision of chapter number 2, as you all know, right? Power and exponent. Okay, in this chapter today, let us take some of the examples, and this is your for this particular chapter understood lecture number 1 of revision. Actually, I want to take two revision lectures for two chapter, chapter number 2 as well as chapter number 3 also. We are going to take a mixed revision of both the chapters, square and square roots, okay, cube and cube roots. We will take the mixed revision of both the chapter together. That is what we are going to target in today's lecture. Okay. Very important for you is this, that when you attend the revision lecture, you please be sure, understand whatever your doubts may be, that needs to be cleared here. Okay. So we take one by one revision. Actually, my target is some of the examples which I can remember I may have asked in your WRTs that we are targeting first so that most of your WRT doubts can also get cleared, if any, in your mind. Okay? So, the first one today. The, please note down, the reciprocal, the reciprocal of the reciprocal of, then in bracket you need to write 1 upon 3 raised to the power of 2 minus 1 upon 3 raised to the power of 3, okay, multiplied by 3 raised to 3 is dash. If I can remember one such MCQ, we have asked in WRT, many students must have solved it, but we are targeting some of the examples so that you can understand it in far better way. Okay? So, dear student, we have to find the reciprocal of this mathematical expression. Let us write it first. What is that in bracket? You are given 1 upon 3 raised to 2 minus 1 upon 3 raised to 3, okay, multiplied by 3 raised to 3. If you can remember, dear student, even in during our regular lectures, you have been taught that whenever you get such mathematical expression and in between either there is positive or negative sign, what is your target? You have to solve this bracket preferably first. So, dear student, because powers are already positive, you can evaluate this base very easily. 1 upon 3 raised to 2, this simply means 1 upon 9. Is it clear? Because when the power is positive, direct evaluation can be done. Minus 1 upon 3 raised to 3, that simply means 1 upon 27, okay, 3 raised to the power 3. Here, as you know, simply you can take LCM. LCM of 9 and 27 is 27. 9 3 ja, 27 1 ja, into 3 raised to 3 can be evaluated as 27. Now we do not need the bracket here at all. 3 minus 2, that is 1 upon 27 into 27, just cancel. 1, you got the evaluation of this mathematical expression as 1, and you are asked in MCQ, what is the reciprocal of this mathematical expression? That means first you have to evaluate this mathematical expression, and whatever answer you get, that is to be reciprocalized. So what is the reciprocal of 1? 1 itself. So this is your answer. Understood? So dear students, such confusion sometime may arise in your mind during this solution of this chapter, that reciprocal of this, how you know how to find the reciprocal of any particular number. You just have to reciprocalize numerator to denominator. But whenever you are asked to find reciprocal of such mathematical expression, you have to first evaluate it, and whatever answer final you get, after you get that answer finally, then you have to reciprocalize it. Understand? uh, Such one MCQ I have asked, understood in WAT. It happened that many students could not even understood the basic question, that what to do. So this way, the doubt I have taken, as far as my target is that such difficult MCQs, whatever I have asked to you, understand, needs to be solved here. Okay, that's our main target in our revision, and you need to understand the basics here. Okay, let us target one such more example. And this particular example which I am targeting and giving you just now, okay, that example is exactly like this, and I would like you to solve just now in self study. Okay, right? I am writing the example here, and you need to solve it by yourself. Okay, this is the sum. Note down and then try this out. The reciprocal of similar example, and you need to try out just now in time of just 2 minutes. The reciprocal of it is like this: reciprocal of 1 upon 2 raised to 1 upon 2 raised to 2 minus 1 upon 4 raised to 3 bracket closed multiplied by 2 raised to 3 is less. Okay, just try this out just in a time of 2 to 3 minutes only. We will definitely solve the same example here on the board, but first you try it out. You just have to follow the same steps and principle we immediately just now adopted. Okay, you need to follow the same step here. You have to first evaluate the large bracket, and after evaluating the large bracket, you just have to solve it 2 raised to 3. But first your target needs to evaluate the large bracket by taking LCM, whatever necessary. Okay, just do it fast and then we'll solve it, so that you can verify it. Okay, the reciprocal of this particular mathematical expression you have to find. Just 1 minute now. First, you have to evaluate the given mathematical expression and after evaluating, then you have to whatever answer you get, that answer needs to be inverse, means you have to find its reciprocal, which you sometimes call its multiplicative inverse. Both the words can be utilized, understand, either reciprocal or multiplicative inverse. Just waiting for your response and then we'll solve. Okay, you must have solved in your book also. I am solving it here so that you can verify with the example you have solved. See, dear student, this is the mathematical expression we are given. 1 upon 2 raised to 2 minus 1 upon 4 raised to 3, and then it has been given 2 raised to the power of 3. What you need to do first is just evaluate this particular bracket. Okay, this is 1 upon 4. Because the power is positive, you can direct equate it, you can evaluate it. Here 1 upon 64 in bracket 2 raised to 3, that is going to be 8. Okay. Now here you have to take LCM. 64 is the LCM. Obviously, for 16 ja and 60 for 1 ja, you must you know how to take LCM. Okay. Now this is going to be 15. Now there is no need for the bracket. 15 upon 64 into 8. Okay. 8 8 is 64. So final evaluation turn out to be 15 upon 8, which you reciprocalize. So what is your answer actually? 8 upon 15. That is your answer for this particular MCQ. 8 upon 15. You just verify with the example you have already solved by yourself. Understood? In revision, dear student, we are going to target only the difficult examples which somewhere I have asked and they were a part of our WRTs. Okay. After evaluation, you must have got 15 upon 8, which needs to be reciprocalized, and you will get the final answer 8 upon 15. Okay, right? Just verify it with the. If you have done in your book, you just have to verify the steps, and accordingly, this only you can solve it. Okay. You just need to verify the step. Let us take one more example. I have to give you a space of time so that you can verify and you can verify with the example you have solved. Okay. That's why we are just waiting for you. Because the next example which I am going to solve for you, that example I think also may it was a part of the WRT. Okay, let us take some more example. Okay, Example number 3. In this particular example number 3, dear student, there is a check of your basics about this chapter and some of the basics of this chapter in which I told you to remember one basic extremely clearly in your mind, and that is what you cannot evaluate any exponential until the power is positive. That is what a testing for you again. Okay. The third one, that's not an MCQ, it has been an example. Simplify. Okay. Let us write this example first. It is like this: minus 3 upon 4 raised to 3. Okay. Multiplied by, you need to check your basics here. Okay. Multiplied by 3 raised to minus 3 raised to minus 3 upon 4 raised to minus 2 minus 2 upon 3 whole cube. Okay. This sum, this is looking little complicated. Understand, sometime when such example may come in front of us, we get sometime it happens to you may get a little confused where to start with. But as I told you, whenever in chapter number 2, power and exponent, whenever it happens that you get such example, your target needs to solve bracket first. This needs to be kept in your mind that somehow you need to solve the terms given in square bracket. Until you solve this, you are not able to complete this example. Okay. Now what to do? See, I am not touching this term as of now. Okay. I am not even writing the example, a question. Again, it has been in front of you. So what we are targeting is directly we are taking, understand, first step. Let me write this as it is. Minus 3 upon 4. Please check your basics. Okay. Multiplied by. Now see here, dear student. Now what is here? I told you that you need to solve the bracket. That means every term inside the bracket needs to be evaluated, and then by taking LCM, because here is negative sign between the two terms, you have to solve the given bracket. So, but dear student, what I have also explained you that no term can be evaluated until you get positive power. So for that purpose, suppose if I want to evaluate this, I have to write this way, dear student, 1 upon 3 raised to 3. Clear? Now, suppose I want to evaluate this. Because the power is negative, I have to reciprocalize the base. Base is 4. I have to write 1 upon 4 raised to 2. This one I am keeping intentionally as it is just for this particular step. This is clear in your mind? My instruction wherein solving this example are: first, you need to solve the bracket, and for that particular purpose, you need to evaluate each and every term given in the bracket, and for that purpose, power needs to be positive. Here the powers were negative. To convert the power into positive, we have reciprocalized the base. Okay, this is still I would like to keep as it is. Okay, and see here now. 1 upon 3 raised to 3, obviously 1 upon 27. 1 upon 4 raised to 2, obviously 1 upon 16, minus, this I can evaluate now, no doubt, 2 upon 3 raised to 3, that is 8 upon 27. Is it clear? Now I would also like to evaluate this: minus 3 upon 4 raised to 3 minus 27 upon 64. And here in the bracket, again check of your basics. How to transfer when you get two fractions in successive order. This 16 will multiply with this one, 27 with this. So 16 1 ja, 16 upon 27, okay, minus 8 upon 27. Now here, there is no question of just hesitating. Okay, because 27 is already there, the common looking LCM, okay. So just 16 minus 8, is it clear? The next step further, we would like to carry them here, okay. So the first one you please note down, minus 27 upon 64 multiplied by 16 minus 8, that is 8 upon 27. Just cancel it. So you got the answer minus 1 upon 8. Now please feel comfort and write down quite okay. See this, how we have solved this particular example where there is a check of the basic rules which I have already explained you. You need to keep those rules in mind, and the rules were very clear. Bracket to be solved, for that each and every term to be evaluated, and for that power needs to be made positive, and then you take the LCM inside the bracket whenever there is plus or minus sign. You please verify this. Then I would also like to take one more difficult example of different category, not actually similar to this. Okay, but first you please check your basics in solving this particular example and feel comfort to write it down, right? Minus 1 upon 8, that's the answer we got for this. right? Just look at the sum, and if any data missed it out, because in homework we are in the revision, we are mostly giving such type of homework. Whatever examples we have done during the lecture needs to be solved either once or twice. So you need to verify it. Okay. Then we'll go for another example. Okay. Let us go for one more example. See, dear student, you need to keep one thing very clear in your mind, that such example, whenever any such mathematical expression come in front of you, it sometimes you may feel little confused or looks to you difficult where to start and how to solve this particular example. But if you are very sure and 100%, and if you just stick to the basics, then I don't think you will get much confused in solving any example. You need to just stick to the basics. That's important. Okay. I remember this was the example we have asked somewhere in WRT, right? Okay. Now let us go for some verbal problem also, because many examples in the same chapter are not as complicated. Okay. But again, such one evaluation type of example I would like to take for you. Okay. See, this is the example. This is just, dear student, example may vary, understand, but what is important is the check of the basics. Okay. Suppose you are given such example, let us verify. Suppose, and I am asking the question is this way. The This is the question. The additive inverse. Please note down. Additive inverse of. Additive inverse means you all know. Opposite, just the change of the sign of. Let me write the question. Okay. 1 upon 4 raised to the power of minus 3 minus 1 upon 2 raised to the power of minus 3, then multiplied, or yes, divided by, this is the sign, 1 upon 4 raised to minus 3 is dash. Okay. First, you just note down the question, and before I start solving, you just try to uh, gather the concept in your mind, that how can we move ahead in solving such type of MCQ, where again there arise the check of your basics. Any difficult example in this particular chapter of exponent and power, what is important for you is that if you just stick to the basics you are taught, then you will not find any example difficult to solve, but stick to the basics. Okay. And dear student, what does the basic tells? Bracket, in bracket, between the two terms there is negative sign. So solving the bracket is very important, and solving the bracket needs each and every term to be evaluated, and for that purpose each and every term needs to have positive power. Okay, we are just starting the solving example just by taking the first step in this curly bracket. What is given here? 1 upon 4 raised to minus 3. If you just want to evaluate, base needs to be reciprocalized to make the power positive. Okay, so this is 4 raised to 3. Similar case with the next term, 2 raised to 3. Similar with the term outside the bracket, 4 raised to 3. Now see, dear student, just in one step, the difficult looking mathematical expression looking so simple, and that's why again and again I am giving you guidance to stick to the basics. And basic is solving bracket. In bracket, each and every term needs to be evaluated. Okay, that's the basic. 4 raised to 3, 64. This is 8, and here 64. Okay, this is 56. Right, and this is, dear student, as you know, just multiply. This needs to be reciprocalized. 8 7 ja, 8 8 ja. When you got the answer 7 upon 8, that is not our final answer for this particular MCQ. Whatever answer you got, you have to write additive inverse of this answer 7 upon 8. Obviously, its additive inverse means the opposite, just the need of the sign change. So minus 7 upon 8 is your final answer. So this is the way, dear student. Never get, first you just note down, never get any way, either in any format, confused or frustrated when any such example come in front of you. The only guidance from me is that if you just stick to the basics of the sum, then they are not so difficult as they are looking. So you need to stick to the basics. Understand? Okay. If I can remember this one MCQ also, somewhere I have asked in WRT. Okay, right. Then we will also want to target some other example also, dear students, so that uh, in revision of this particular chapter, okay, you can master any example asked to you. Somewhere one MCQ, if I can remember, I asked in this way. It may this particular MCQ also, somewhere I asked in WRT, if I can remember. Okay, it is like this, dear student. If x If you could not solve at that time in our regular test, so you need to concentrate, okay? If x equal to -2 and y equals to 3, then you have to evaluate one mathematical expression, suppose of this type: x upon y raised to x equal to dash. This is the expression. I have asked in WRT, even in revisional WRT also, somewhere such MCQ type of question I have asked. X equal to -2 and y equals to 3. Then evaluate x upon y raised to x. What you would like to do, dear student? First, you will write the mathematical expression which you need to evaluate. First, we have to write it, okay? Please concentrate if you could not solve in WRT. This is the expression we want to evaluate. It is like x upon y raised to the power of x. Now, if you need to evaluate how, because the values of x and y has already been given, dear student, you need to substitute here -2 upon 3 raised to -2. Is it clear? Value of x and y that needs to be substituted first. Now the next one. As some the basic step follows, dear student, if you want to evaluate this base, the power needs to be positive, and to make the power positive, base needs to be reciprocalized. Okay, so this is like -3 upon 2 raised to 2, and now you can evaluate -27, or sorry, -9, just the square is there. Okay, 9 upon 4. Somewhere such MCQ also we have asked, understand? And if at that time, if you could not solve, you just need to understand it, okay? Concentrate here. Then one more also, we want to solve that type also I have asked you in regular WRT session, okay? Right. Let's take such more MCQ. One I have asked in I think in MCQ, or I think in regular sum I have asked. And if those students who could not solve in the regular WRT session, they need to be very concentrating just now. Okay, I have asked this. This was the question: if 25 raised to x equal to, I think the question is this: 125 raised to y, then x is to y equal to dash. Okay, First, dear student, those students who could solve this example in regular WRT, just 2 minutes time, you please try to solve this. And those students somewhere in WRT were not able to solve this particular example, please try for at least before I start solving this example here. First, you just try this out if you can solve. Okay, if 25 raised to x equal to 125 raised to the power of y, then you are looking for what is the value of x is to y that we are targeting. Just from this particular expression, you have to find x is to y. Okay, first you concentrate and then try. Here also, dear student, many examples you have solved where also there is a clear need of the crystal clear basics only. Understood? If you simply stick to the basics, you will be able to solve the example very clearly. And what is the basic is this? First, let me write the sum. Okay. 125 raised to y. Now, dear student, you are targeting to find x is to y. That is your target is. So the very first step is you have to express the number on both the sides of the expression in similar base. Instead of 25, I can write 5 square. Okay. Instead of 125, I can write 5 raised to 3 raised to y. And now the next step, law of power. Both the power will multiply. This is 2x. Here also both the power will multiply. It is 3y. Because the terms are equal, similar base appear here 5 and 5. Power can be evaluated. So 2x equal to 3y. Okay. But we are looking for x upon y. So dear student, whenever you get such expression, because you are targeting x is to y, you have to bring y here in denominator of x and 2 here in denominator of 3. So you will get x upon y equal to 3 upon 2. So you got the answer. Therefore, x is to y equal to 3 is to 2. Just verify somewhere in our regular WRT, this question was also asked by me. Understand? This was the question appeared in your WRT. Right? Just verify it. Okay. Is it clear? how to solve such type of MCQ. One such type let me give, okay, so that you can carry and can understand it better in self-study just now, okay. One similar MCQ, I am writing it here and you just try to solve it, okay. This is like this. I'm going to give it, it is little complicated, huh, dear student, and you have to try it. If 8 raised to 2x equal to 64 raised to 3y, okay, then x is to y equals to dash, okay. Try this out. Try this. Yeah, I will give you just 2 to 3 minutes time to solve this particular example just now in SLP. 8 raised to the power of 2x and 64 raised to the power of 3y, and you are looking for how to find x is to y, okay. Just check it. 2 minutes time for you for evaluation of this particular example. You need to express both the term given in the similar base. They need to be expressed. Understood? That is your first step. On similar base, you need both this particular term. Okay. Student may vary at the method they would like to. Okay. There is no much such queries should arise that either I can follow this method or not. What is important in mathematics is there more variation in the example are most welcome. But when you variate the sum, you need to stick to the correct basics of the sum, and then you should get the answer. Understand? Doesn't mean like that you stick to one particular basics and one particular type of data, and accordingly that only you will try to solve the example. That's not our target. Remain ever and always, okay. 8 raised to 2x equal to 64 raised to 3y, and you are looking for finding x is to y. See, dear student, you must have tried out, okay. Now you just verify with the example I am solving it here. This is given like 8 raised to the power 2x and 64 raised to the power 3y. Okay. So first let us express 8 in power of 2. 2 raised to 3 raised to 2x. Let us express 64 in power of 2. 2 raised to 6 equal to 3y. Now the law of power comes to play. 2 raised to 6x, 3 2 ja. 2 raised to 18y, okay. Similar base in between equal to sign. So power can be compared. 6x equal to 18y. Let us do the necessary transfer. X upon y equal to 18 upon 6. Cancel. So you got the final answer. What is that? x is to y equal to 3 is to 1. Understand such many MCQs and difficult examples, dear student, we have asked in WRT, and many of you could be able to solve them correctly. But somewhere, if you remain confused at that time, this is the revision to again strengthen and check your basics. Okay. Next lecture also in revision, we will continue with some of the example of this chapter and then some of the example of square, square root, cube, cube root. Okay. Thank you very much.